Hello, dear friends. Sometimes I should like to live like a hippie in the mountains, to not worry about anything, to devote myself to watching the clouds and listening to the birds singing, and to make friends with elves, fairies, and pixies. Every flower I see in the country is a victory of light, because good always wins in the end, unavoidably. Opinion piece. Amnesia. Memory loss. Forgetfulness of our origin. Kiss of the angel of Oblivion. Instant manifestation. Remembering our glory. Things are heating up. Silicon Valley Bank collapses. Time is collapsing. Hidden artifacts in the Great Pyramid. Seismic swan between Ecuador and Colombia. Let's start. The mission of the Rainbow Warriors is to keep the flame of hope burning during the long cosmic night, when people forget that there is daylight. The gravest amnesia of all is the forgetting of our divinity, our power and our glory. It begins at birth when you are kissed by the angel of forgetfulness. It is the rule of this game, but it is a core. When the dawn breaks, we will not reproach anyone, "I told you so," even though they mistreated us. Instant manifestation by Sierra. The energy is so powerful that if you really want something and it is for your highest good, it will happen. I experienced this when I set out to buy something in particular and found exactly what I wanted. Manifestation and abundance. These are 5D concepts that replace the obsolete 3D concepts of lack and limitation. Hacking the Future by Morgan. There are ancient prophecies that depict the end times or reflect what we are seeing now in real time with uncanny accuracy. Now, such a warning comes from someone claiming to be a time traveler from 2049 on a mission to warn the world. According to Saint Anthony the Great, there is coming a time when human beings will go mad, and when they see someone who is not mad, they will attack them, saying, "You are mad, you are not like us." In the last times, there will be scoffers who will follow their own ungodly desires. 2 Timothy 4:3. Explanation. Many people have experienced memory loss, or the loss of time that seems to speed by. According to Susie Ward, this is explained by the collapse of the structure of time as energy moves at a lighter speed due to the loss of density, and periods of light and darkness come with greater speed. Therefore, time is not being lost, but is speeding up. It is also explained by the loss of density of the Earth's magnetic field. That is why it is so hard to pass memory tests. Time has never been the way you thought it was, with 24 hours every day and 12 months in a year. With the acceleration of everything within the universe, it is natural for the cells of your body to react to be elevated into a higher survival mode. The light being absorbed by your cells is allowing your brain to shed layers of forgetfulness and programming that have prevented the ability to fully function. If you are not experiencing any memory loss or a sense of scattered thinking, then you are trapped in third density, which will not be the state of being of Earth for much longer. Therefore, it is desirable that you do not feel too much in touch with the reality of the day or the environment. Causes. Memory loss is a rare forgetfulness. You may not be able to recall new facts or access one or more memories from the past or both. The memory loss may be temporary, occur for a short time, and then resolve, or it may not go away and may worsen over time. In severe cases, such memory impairment can interfere with the activity of daily living. Memory loss can be caused by many factors. Normal aging can cause some forgetfulness. It's normal to have some difficulty learning new material or needing more time to remember it. But normal aging doesn't lead to drastic memory loss. Such memory loss is due to other causes. Mandela effect. The Mandela effect, or collective memory loss, named after Fiona Broome, is the name by which a phenomenon of confabulation shared by several people is popularly known. It is named after the South African Nobel Peace Prize winner Nelson Mandela, since his death was announced in 2013. Several people claimed to remember that Mandela had died in the 80s. The Mandela effect occurs in a variety of different contexts, often related to childhood memories. In Spain, many people remember following the coup d'état of 23rd February 1981 live, although it was only broadcast on radio. During the famous protests in China's Tiananmen Square in 1989, one man stood in front of the tanks to prevent their advance. Many people have since claimed to have memories of the man being run over. However, the famous video shows that no such hit and run ever occurred. Definition. Amnesia is the loss or marked weakness of the memory. Amnesia or forgetfulness is the partial or complete loss of memory. It is a deficit in memory functioning during which the individual is unable to retain or retrieve previously stored information. Do not confuse amnesia with magnesia. A little humor. Global amnesia is a common motive in fiction despite being extraordinarily rare in reality. In the introduction to his anthology, The Classic Book of Amnesia, Jonathan Lethem writes, "Real amnesia is mostly just a rumor. It is usually a rare condition and brief. Yet versions of amnesia lurk everywhere in books and films, from episodes of Mission Impossible to fictional masterpieces. Amnesiacs may not exist much, but amnesiac characters are everywhere through comics and movies." Lethem traces the roots of literary amnesia to Franz Kafka and Samuel Beckett, among others, fueled in large part by the seepage into popular culture of Sigmund Freud's work, which also heavily influenced genre films such as film noir. Amnesia is so often used as a plot device in films that the dialogue has even developed around it, with the victim dramatically asking, "Where am I? Who am I? What am I?" or sometimes asking for his own name. "Bill? Who's Bill?" In films, it is often depicted that the second blow to the head will cure him. Esoteric societies appear in science fiction, such as the Men in Black, who would be in charge of concealing the presence of aliens, who could induce deliberate amnesia through drugs or advanced technology such as neuralization, to erase the minds of those who see supernatural phenomena. The Men in Black would be tasked with confusing or frightening researchers and witnesses of UFOs and visitors, as well as confiscating alleged evidence of alien presence in order to preserve from public knowledge the visits of outsiders to our planet. The neuralizer is a pen-shaped electronic device used by the agents. Its function is to emit a light that isolates electrical impulses from the memory in the brain, thus creating a mental blanking. The memory is not lost completely, but only part of the time it was used or a specific time interval. Reset news. Things are heating up after years of the same roller coaster ride, according to Max Zira. It's not about changing shepherds, but about stopping being sheep, according to Stanislaw Zoleta. Randra said that a major event could be imminent, which would trigger other events that would lead to a revaluation of currencies, but that he is not sure at this stage that this event would happen imminently. Unconfirmed announcement by Dalbum, in quotes, on Wednesday, March 8th in Dubai, Donald Trump and Charlie Watt announced the implementation of GISRA, close quotes. Will everyone know when it happens? Apparently not, as it could have happened supposedly 2 days ago on the other side of the world, and there is nothing about it anywhere, as nothing has been said. The longer it takes to confirm or deny this news, the bigger the rumor and the bigger the snowball. Jared Rand conference call. We are on the eve of the transformation of the global banking system and central banks. Banks have the new rainbow currency. We are in the process of the greatest financial change in humankind's history. From this year onwards, dualistic-minded people will awaken with divine light. X22 report. The economic darkness is being exposed, and we are witnessing the occult being revealed to the public. The stage is set. Buckle up. USA. Silicon Valley Bank collapses. Biggest bank failure since 2008. The nation's 16th largest bank collapsed after warning signs led depositors to hastily withdraw their money this week. Tennessee buys gold and silver. The Tennessee House of Representatives voted to invest in gold and silver to protect the state. Watch for other states to follow suit. Financial company J.P. Morgan is suing a former executive for his ties to Epstein. Watch for other companies to follow suit. Europe makes record purchases of Russian natural gas despite pressure. At least 4,500 tremors in 24 hours. Seismic swarm between Ecuador and Colombia. Experience. Look at the day when the world seems new again and you could touch the sky. Take time to enjoy every moment, knowing there is time to spare. John Rutter. Message from Kim.com. You are being lied to on an industrial scale every day by every means. They need this manipulation because you would never agree with their plans. Wealth Consciousness by Sri Kalki. First, you must be conscious of all that you have and forget what you don't have. To have good health is wealth. To have good parents is wealth. To have a good life partner is wealth. To have good children is wealth. To have good knowledge is wealth. So, whatever you have is wealth. Once you have attained wealth consciousness, prayers to your divinity are answered immediately. The endgame trump card by false light. We are in the final process of eliminating frequencies and reclaiming our inner power. If you cannot learn to live by the laws of integrity, you will not succeed in matching with the higher frequency to free yourself from darkness. If you cannot get along with and respect other people's space, how you can expect to resonate in a higher frequency world? Everything, including the air you breathe, is made up of magnetic fields that respond to your thoughts. It is advisable to stop looking for and relying on a virtual hero to save you. We have been trained since childhood that heroes only exist outside of us, with special powers that we do not have. This is false. Curious. Hidden Artifacts in the Great Pyramid by Dr. Michael Salla. Elena Danam discusses the March 2nd, 2023 announcement of a new chamber found in the Great Pyramid of Giza, and what types of ancient artifacts might be found there. She explained that Dr. Zahi Hawass, former head of Egypt's Department of Antiquities, has reportedly been gauged for decades from revealing the true extent of the advanced technology and artifacts discovered beneath the Giza complex. At the press conference on the new chamber, Hawass hinted at the fabulous artifacts that the chamber might hold. On 6th March, Michael Salla received the following message from Elena Danam, which adds important new details. In quotes, "Yesterday I met with Ardana. She showed me, or he showed me, holographic plans of the Giza pyramid, showing the passages inside leading to the largely extended underground complex. He said this discovery is part of the disclosure plan. The corridor leads to another, which leads to a room containing a high-tech chair. He said the Egyptian government already knows about it, but now it will be up to them what they decide to do with information. Another tunnel leads out of the room on the opposite side and descends quite steeply into the underground complex." Ardana added that the Freemasons are still in Egyptian government places, and that the outcome of this specific disclosure can still be interfered with. While showing my anger at these last words, Ardana added, "It would only delay, not stop this disclosure. The process cannot be aborted. There are higher powers of the Galactic Alliance who are in charge of the plan. It is only a matter of time." And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.